If you thought that Donald Trump's Epstein scandal couldn't get any darker, what Senator Ron Wyden just revealed might explain why the Trump administration is doing everything it can to change the subject. Wyden says that his investigators have uncovered $1.5 billion in suspicious money transfers tied to Jeffrey Epstein. These were flagged by major banks. They were reported to the Treasury Department, and most of it does seem to be connected to Epstein's global sex trafficking operation. Trump's DOJ, as of this moment, is completely ignoring it. Wyden's not speculating. They personally reviewed thousands of pages of Treasury files in early 2024 when Democrats controlled the Senate. And what they found is over 4,700 Epstein-linked wire transfers, payments from Russian banks that are now under sanctions, transfers that coincided with the movement of women and girls across borders. And what is Trump doing? His Attorney General, Pam Bondi, says there's no Epstein client list. There's not going to be more charges. She's closing the door. The DOJ under Trump isn't even acknowledging we did or didn't review what Ron Wyden's team has found. The Treasury Department itself is blocking Congress from accessing these documents, even though Wyden already had access under Joe Biden, which completely contradicts Trump's claim that this is all political theater. And meanwhile, Trump ran on, and the guy who is now the FBI director, the guy who is now the deputy FBI director, the woman who is now the attorney general, they all ran on and said, if Trump wins, we're going to see transparency. We're going to finally get to the bottom of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. But the only thing Trump has ordered released so far are pertinent elements of grand jury testimony, which is leaving a lot up to Pam Bondi. And why is it that that's what Trump wants released? Well, because that's the least likely thing to reveal anything incriminating about Donald Trump. Everything else is being completely and totally stonewalled. And as for MAGA, the very same crowd that spent years yelling about Epstein's client list and demanding heads roll, now, as the files might show that Trump was more involved with Epstein than previously known, some of them have lost interest. Now, not all of them. Not all of them. There are some influencers who are saying, no, we're not forgetting about this. But House Republicans just killed a vote to compel the release of the Epstein files and have shut down the House. These are the people who said, we're going to expose the elite pedophiles. By the way, the use of the term pedophile seems wrong because there's no evidence that prepubescent girls were involved. I know it's one of these technicalities, but I do think it's important to be accurate here. But not that it even matters. It doesn't change the criminality of what we're talking about here. But all of a sudden, when they're going to expose pedophiles and the trail leads to their guy, they go, whoa, we got to shut the engine off, abandon the car and walk away. And Trump's doing all of the normal distraction to take attention away, ramping up threats to suspend habeas corpus and do more mass deportations, talking about fake protesters paid by George Soros, talking about the deep state, now saying Obama committed treason, now all of this different stuff. And it's chaos by design. If people start asking the right questions, who funded Epstein, who protected Epstein, why, despite the Treasury having all of these documents, is Trump's DOJ not looking into it? Where all paths lead is to the people in power right now. Not that the people in power right now are clients of Epstein or were clients of Epstein, but certainly that they're participating in covering it up. And so my hope is this scandal won't go away. I hope Ron Wyden's moved, which is this detailed letter saying, this is what we know. We need subpoenas. We need bank records. The DOJ needs to do something. Hopefully it'll be a reminder that there are still people who just say, wherever this leads, we need to expose it. The problem for Trump isn't just what Epstein did and what Trump might have been involved in, but it's who is doing the cover up right now and why are they doing it? And Jeffrey Epstein's brother, by the way, had a lot to say about this. I want to talk about that next. A pending Supreme Court case could strip our Fourth Amendment rights and allow immigration agents to come into our homes for any reason, no probable cause needed, all while Republicans try to twist things so that you think this is all great for America. This should be the biggest story in the U.S. right now, but it's almost impossible to keep up with the millions of moves that Trump is making every single day. That's why Ground News exists. Ground News is an app and website that exposes the blind spots and spin before it takes control of our opinions. Ground News is the smarter, more reliable way to stay informed when MAGA is banking on us getting distracted. I'm partnering up with Ground News to give you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I use. So you'll pay only $5 a month for all of their premium features. Just go to ground.news/Pacman or use the code Pacman in the app when you sign up. The link is in the description or scan the QR code.